Hey everybody, so my kids are asleep, so today we're gonna make some simple oatmeal raisin cookies, and I'm gonna be hand mixing everything. So let's get started. Okay, so I got all my ingredients here. First thing I'm gonna do is start with the oats. I use the President's Choice quick oats. It's organic, but I mean, oats are oats in my opinion. So I'm going to do about 2 cups. Very awkward for me because I rarely ever talk on camera or do videos like this. This is my first time doing a video like this, so go easy on me, guys. Let's do 1 cup. Second cup. And boom, we have oats. Now that would be great. Okay, now I know in traditional oatmeal raisin cookies there isn't bran, but I obviously do it for like nutritional purposes, mainly to get some fiber in there. So we're gonna add about, I want to say ½ cup. Let's see. Let's start with 1/4 and we'll work our way up if we need to. Also, just letting you guys know, pretty much all the recipes that I post, I make up on the spot. or I make up the day of. I was like, oh, let's just try this, and I'll just like throw a bunch of ingredients together and hope that it turns out best. So we're gonna see if that works. So now, oh my gosh, my hair. Sorry guys. So now I'm going to add in some baking powder. I don't really want to add in baking soda only because I don't want them to rise that much. Like I kind of want it to be like a dense, chewy cookie. At least I hope it turns out that way. We'll see. Honest to God, we'll see. So I'll go ahead and add, let's do 2 teaspoons. Just because. I also just realized I've been doing all the ingredients and you guys can't even see the bowl. So here's the bowl. Okay, now for a sweetener, I'm gonna go ahead and use coconut sugar. I'm only going to do about 1/4 cup only because I am putting raisins in it at the same time, so I don't want them to be too sweet. If you don't have or you don't like coconut sugar, you can always use brown sugar, regular sugar, or any like alternative sweetener that you guys have. You can also use honey. You could try doing maple syrup. I don't really know how the consistency will turn out though. Another great alternative to like actually using sugar is unsweetened applesauce, which I do sometimes for my daughter if I don't want something to be too sweet for her. If you guys check out my banana bread recipe, I actually use applesauce as an alternative sweetener. So, alright, so let's add in the 1/4 cup. Like I said, I don't want it to be too sweet, so oh my goodness. Struggle is real. Also, I apologize if I'm a bit like, woo, I'm very tired. It's been a long day for this mama here. Okay, so we've added all of our dry ingredients. We're gonna go ahead and mix it up just to kind of get everything distributed evenly. Just mix it You can use, like, I have a baby whisk because that's all I have. You can use a blender. You can use a mixer or a blender for this if you have it. The only reason why I'm not doing it right now is because my kids are sleeping and I don't want to make too much noise. Okay, so we have all of our dry ingredients mixed. We're good to go on that. Also, like, if you wanted to ever add more dry stuff, like if you wanted to add flax, you could do that as well. Maybe I'll actually do like flax eggs instead of regular eggs or chicken eggs. So to make a flax egg, there's a lot of different ways you could do it. I've got my flax right here, my milled flax seed, and I've got some cold water here. So my recipe that I use is I do 2 tablespoons of flax and I do 3 tablespoons of water. So I don't really know what the ratio is. Again, I'm very tired and I'm not that great at math. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I mean, you could also Google different flax egg recipes. There's different ways to do it, and I think even some of them have like different ingredients that you add on with the flax. You could also just use regular chicken eggs as well for this recipe. You don't have to necessarily do flax eggs, but I also like to get an extra bit of fiber and all the nutrients that flax seeds have. I like to have that as well, especially if I'm making something for my daughter. Try to get in all of those nutrients and vitamins and proteins and fiber, all that stuff. Totally forgot to finish telling you. So once you add the cold water, you kind of just stir it around a bit. Make sure all of the flax is covered. I'll even show you guys here. I don't know if you can see it well, but it's already kind of starting to form an egg-like consistency. So I'm just gonna leave that and let it sit for a couple minutes. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to melt some butter just to give it kind of extra bit of flavor. I also have like some vanilla extract that I like to use, but not always. So I'm gonna go ahead and melt about, I want to say 2 tablespoons. I don't want to put that much in there just because I have like the flax and I have other stuff that I'm incorporating as well. So 2 tablespoons. I'll show you guys. Well, I don't have a lot of butter left. So this is the butter I use. It's by Earth Balance. It is the soy-free traditional spread. You can get like they have like an original one which has soy in it, and I think they have a coconut spread as well. I just personally like this one. It has pea protein in it and safflower oil, canola oil, and palm oil and stuff. You can also just use regular butter as well. It's not a necessity to have this. Okay, so we have our butter melted. It's ready to go, so I'm just gonna pour that in there. Remember, this is 2 tablespoons. I don't really put a lot in. Okay, now we're gonna start incorporating our wet ingredients. As you saw, I already put our butter in. I'm gonna add some vanilla extract as well. I'm gonna add about, let's do a teaspoon. Oh my gosh, not a tablespoon. That would be insane, taste-wise. I have the pure vanilla extract. We get this from Costco, but honestly, vanilla extract is vanilla extract anywhere, so it doesn't really matter what brand you use. Okay, now we're going to incorporate some milk. So I'm going to be using oat milk as an alternative. You can use regular milk, you can use almond milk, soy milk, cashew milk, any kind of milk, macadamia milk, macadamia nut milk. Oh my gosh. This is Earth's Own. It's the original oat milk. You're making oatmeal cookies, may as well incorporate oat milk. So I'm going to put about a cup, and then I'm gonna mix it up and kind of see how it is. I'm also going to add the flax eggs before I forget. So let's do a cup. I may need to add more. I'm probably gonna have to add more, but I'm just gonna kind of mix it for now and see how it turns out. This is also the flax egg, so it's already kind of solidified. So I'm gonna go ahead and incorporate that as well. See how it kind of just plops in? That's the consistency I like. Some recipes I saw for flax eggs, it was like a 1-to-2 ratio, and then you leave it for about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna add another cup. No, I lied. See, this is where I kind of make it up as I go. I'm gonna do half a cup, and it would help if I took the cap off as well. It would help, I think. I'm not sure. Okay. So now I'm gonna go ahead and mix this and kind of see where it. Okay, yeah, that's a good consistency. So, 1 1/4 cup of milk is where you want it to be. And then you're just gonna mix it up. So see, it's already starting to form. I don't want to make noise, so I'm gonna poke at this. Okay, and now that I've mixed it already, I'm just gonna kind of go out with my spatula. Okay, and now we're going to incorporate our raisins, the final ingredient. So I just have simple, like, no name brand raisins, because it's raisins. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. So I'm gonna do a cup. No, I lied. I'm gonna do half. That's a heck of a lot of raisins. They're so good. So half a cup. I'm gonna take one for the road. I also snack when I do this stuff, so you're not allowed to judge me. I could have done a full cup if I wanted to. So again, like, I didn't want them to be too sweet. Obviously, if you want them more sweet, you could add more sugar or honey or whatever you choose to do. So I'm just gonna, yeah, maybe 3/4 cup of raisins. Let's get wild here. Let's do 3/4 cup raisins. It's raisins. Yes, raisins have sugar. But whatever. You know? I'm not any way, shape, or form a dietitian or whatever. I just like to bake. Okay, so I like the consistency, as you guys can I hope you guys can see. So now I'm gonna pop these onto a cookie sheet, bake them at 350, and I'm gonna kind of gauge it anywhere from maybe 10 to 12 minutes. So let's go. Before I do that, I'm just gonna kind of tidy up a little bit. do. This is behind the scenes. I just kind of move stuff aside so that I can make room to make more of a mess. And yes, I did taste test the batter, and it's delicious. So I'm very excited for this cookie to come out, and I really hope it turns out good. Okay, so I got my cookie sheet and I have some parchment paper. I'm just gonna kind of trim the parchment paper just so it can fit into, I'm using my toaster oven because, again, I need to be quiet for the children. So I'm just gonna kind of cut this so it can sit in nicely. I am no artist, so I doubt that this is gonna be very precise, but that's okay. That is very much okay. Let's do this. Okay, cool. Done. Okay. So now I have my little ice cream scoop, and I'm gonna start scooping the cookies. You can make them as big or as small as you want. I personally just find it a lot easier to use an ice cream scoop for like an even proportion. You don't have to. You really don't have to. You could use a spoon, you can use a measuring spoon, you can use a 1/4 cup measuring, you could just use your hands. It really doesn't matter. So we're gonna go ahead and space these out. It is a bit liquidy, so, or not liquidy, I shouldn't say that, like it's wet. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my son woke up. So my husband is being a gem and taking care of him while I do this. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up placing the cookies on here, and I'll be right back. All right, so I got all my cookies laid out, kind of on the sheet. I'm just gonna take my spatula and kind of just press them down a little bit, just so they can cook evenly. At least I hope they cook evenly. Again, majority of the recipes that I come up with is literally like on the spot, or like the day of. I'll kind of just come up with a recipe in my head and think, okay, let's see if this works. There we go. Okay, so I've gone ahead and preset my toaster oven for 350 Fahrenheit, and I'm gonna do about 15 minutes. We'll kind of gauge it from there. I'll let you guys know how long it actually takes. Okay, so I have another batch in the toaster oven right now. It made about 16 cookies, and it took about 20 minutes to bake. I have some here that have already cooled, so make sure when you take them out, you set them aside to cool for about like 5 minutes or so. Here, I'll show you one of them. So this is what mine came out like. I don't know if you guys can see it well. It is soft and chewy, which is exactly what I wanted. Here is the final reveal. Oops. And now taste test. Perfect. It's not too sweet. It's nice and chewy. It's like a warm hug. I'm gonna go ahead and finish eating this and watching those bake. I hope you guys like this recipe and this video. If you do, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, I try to post videos like every other day. So feel free to hit the like button and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a great day.